Ladies and gentlemen, as the sun begins to set on the Circuit Massimo, has the sun begin to set on this long-awaited title defense of Riesenbach International. So many stages. Frederick de Backer and I have been talking about put the champagne in the bottle or in the ice bank, put the champagne in the glasses. But, finally, might say for the first time, when Riesenbach International have dropped the ball, Paris Panthers have not just hovered near them, they have absolutely blown them out of the water. And with every other team that did better and better and better than Riesenbach, but worse than Paris, they wedged themselves in between, so much so that Paris Panthers finish in second place and Riesenbach International drop all the way down to 14th position. And it means that we are going to Riyadh, the 15th and final stage of the Global Champions League season, with just 3 points separating Paris Panthers and Riesenbach International. This will go down as the greatest GCL season of all time. We've said that before, and for one of these championship contending teams, this is going to be the most painful Global Champions League season of all time. Let's show you the standings and remind you how things ended here in Rome. The results of Global Champions League Round 2. Madrid in motion, take nothing away from them. Sensational from Laura Kraut. Sensational from Michael van der Vleuten as they go on to finish in first place. But it is that second place finish of the Paris Panthers, and take nothing away as well. Outstanding Istanbul Warriors, powered by Carpe Diem, onto the podium. Congratulations to FECI and the team. They have been superb today. But Paris Panthers in second place and Riesenbach International in 14th. Well. That is the story of Rome. That is the story of the 2023 Global Champions League season. And we will try and unpack this, try and prepare this, try and help you get a better understanding as to how we went to this point. We were suggesting maybe that Riesenbach International could be celebrating stages ago. And now all of a sudden they head to Riyadh, they head to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with just a 3-point lead, which means now it is a straight shootout. Paris Panthers versus Riesenbach International. It will no longer be about how much does Riesenbach need to defend. It is 1 versus 2, 2 versus 1, and the better performing team in Riyadh will be crowned champion. Why is Stage 15 so far away still? For now though, let's talk about that Riesenbach International round. Let's show you what took place in round 2. A round that Riesenbach will be wanting to forget. Patrick Stuhlmeier having a difficult time in both rounds, and unfortunately for him, that second round followed him and haunted him even further. 8 in round 1, 12 in round 2. 20 penalties for him alone this weekend. But for Riesenbach International, unfortunately, it didn't end just there, because Christian Kuckuck, the best performing rider in Global Champions League this season, 7 out of 10 clears coming into this round. And just be gentle, I'm afraid, with a very uncharacteristic round. 8 penalties, 2 fences going down, and it took Riesenbach International to 28 penalties. And at that stage, it was only the halfway point of the competition. Paris Panthers were still to follow. And Riesenbach would have been hoping that the Paris Panthers put together a difficult round. They would have been hoping for fences to fall for Harry Smolders and fences to fall for Ben Mayer. Unfortunately, that was not the case, and we'll talk about that, of course, a little bit later on tonight. Speaking of changing up and shaking up the championship story, arguably the top 4 hunt is now officially over for the Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team. They were already looking at a long shot, and unfortunately difficulty here in Rome tonight has meant that their pursuit of a top 4 may well be done and dusted. Let's show you what took place then for Niels Bruinseels and for Peter de Vos today in Global Champions League Round 2. As the 2 Belgians came out, Niels Bruinseels making a change in horse, going from Matador in round 1 to Origi in round 2, and we thought it was a clear. And unfortunately, a time limit of 72 seconds meant that his 72.24 meant that there was going to be just a single time fault for Niels Bruinseels today. He should be very happy with that round on a 9-year-old Origi in a very challenging and very big Rome ring here today. but knowing the Belgian standards that he's set himself, he will be disappointed with that time fault. Unfortunately for Pieter de Vos, a 4 in round 1 on Moms Isora. He brings in Moms Tupi de la Roque for round 2, and it is much the same for the Belgian as he too takes a fence down. He too finishes on 4 once again. And unfortunately for the Prague Lions, who then finish on 17 penalties, it may well be the end of their top 4 pursuit that will now be contended by the Stockholm Hearts and by the Saint-Tropez Pirates. I hear some bells, I hear some music. The sun is beginning to set just behind me over this beautiful Cirque Massimo as we get ready for the podium to be established. We get ready for Madrid in Motion to come out and be celebrated as the champions here of Rome 2023. And of course, as we mentioned, Paris Panthers in 2 and the Istanbul Warriors in 3rd place. We will keep an eye on all of these proceedings, and we will keep an eye on when the top 3 performing teams make their way out. And to just show you how these are starting to prepare and what it's starting to look like. Some wonderful scenes here as the photographers prepare, the podium is prepared, and we'll get there in a few moments' time. These wonderful members here in Rome are coming out and the proceedings officially getting underway. We'll still wait a while for the riders to come through. The in-gate, in fact, is just over my right-hand shoulder here, and we will see in a few moments' time when the riders in 3, 2, and 1 are able to make their way through the in-gate back inside the ring. They are being prepared. The winning gowns are on the top-performing horses, and we'll keep an eye on them as to when they do come in. Speaking of that top 4, we mentioned Stockholm Hearts, and we mentioned just how long and how tight they had that race. And unfortunately, penalties then for Malmberg Johnson, penalties for Peter Fredriksson meant that they were not going to capitalize on that final position. They were in pole position today. And unfortunately, after a double clear in round 1, Malmberg Johnson, with a late fault, brought her home on H&M Indiana on 4, and then Peter Fredriksson, a clear would have been enough to give them victory here in Global Champions League. But such are the standards and so small are the margins that Peter Fredriksson unfortunately was unable to deliver that clear. A single fence going down, a second fence then going down, and because of that, Peter Fredriksson and the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, unable to replicate their success in Stockholm, unable to replicate their success in London, and because of that, they finish on 12 and they fall completely off the podium. The prize giving officially getting ready to get underway. A little bit of work I can see around me here behind us. The podium being set up on the far side of the arena. The dignitaries are making their way in. The photographers are standing by, and it is being prepared to celebrate Madrid in Motion that we must not take anything away from. Yes, we will talk about this championship race. We will talk about the impact of Riesemark International's tough day finishing in 14th, and arguably the even bigger impact of the Paris Panthers finishing in 2nd. But take nothing away from Madrid in Motion. Michael van der Vleuten in particular in round 2 on Beauville was absolutely outstanding. And Laura Kraut, well, if you're looking for experience, if you're looking for cool, calm heads, well, then she is going to deliver that to you. Here we see the riders. There is your champion. Look at the smile of Michael van der Vleuten. Let's go on and join the winning proceedings as we prepare for today's podium here in Roma.
Laura Kraut and Michael van der Vleuten. Behind them, Paris Panthers with Harry Smolders and Ben Meyer. And in the back, the orange trim on the jackets of Istanbul Warriors, powered by Carpe Diem. And it looks as if it is FSCI and not Andreas Skau in the award ceremony. Don't know where Skau ran off to. Jan Tops and Dennis Monticolo to present the trophies. As these true gladiators come walking in. So just over a month till Riyadh, where the championship will be decided, where the top 4 will be decided. On the top 4 note, it does feel like Saint-Tropez Paris now have it in their hands. But that's what we thought before coming here as well. Abdel Said with FACIE. It's his first appearance on the podium, and I do agree. Sometimes I feel like all 3 riders, if 3 riders were of the team, 4, all should come onto the podium because it's a team effort, a team performance. So there's FM alongside Abdel Said. Second place, Paris Panthers with Harris Smulders and Ben Meyer. Rob Hoekstra will be a proud trainer, proud manager. The Gates family, proud owners. And I think every show jumping fan are proud fans at this point because they have made the race ever so exciting. There are the winners, Laura Krauts and Michael van der Vleuten for Marta Ortega's Madrid in motion. Jan Tops coming forward to present the trophy to Laura Krauts and to Michael van der Vleuten. Dennis Monticolo, in behalf of Global Champions as well. And a bronze trophy there, second bronze trophy, third place finish for these Istanbul Warriors, powered by Casper Diem, FACI, Andreas Kau and Abdel Said.
Well, we're very quickly getting the class photograph accompanied by Jan Tops. It's getting this particular there are our top 3 riders, our top 3 teams, our top 6 riders.
È il momento di fotografare questo momento particolarmente significativo.
Are the bottles open or closed? Monticolo and Tops will need to make a run for it because the champagne shower is about to kick off and Monticolo is still on the podium. And the corks are popping and the champagne is sprouting out of the bottles. Didn't quite see who got the biggest shower, but it seems that, look at that golden glow, it seems that they are sharing the drinks. It's too warm and too sticky for an extra drop of champagne on your skin, I can imagine. They're all waiting or begging for a regular shower, not so much a champagne shower. What a stage! Round 14 of Global Champions League has truly delivered. Paris Panthers have reduced a 20-point gap now to just 3 before going to the final stage in Riyadh. It is undecided on who will win the championship and who will qualify straight for the semi-finals and skip the quarter-finals in Prague, as also Saint-Tropez Pirates and Stockholm Hearts are still in a battle, have not settled the score on that just yet. Second ever podium finish for Istanbul Warriors. Very valuable podium finish for Paris Panthers. 6th podium finish for Madrid in motion. Paris leveling with Riesebeck on a record leveling 9. And the same 9 from London Knights in 2019. Showing that they are just as good as Riesebeck International. What a stage it has been. we close the line here at Circo Massimo. There is a Grand Prix coming up tomorrow that might decide on the championship standings of Launching Global Champions Tour. So make sure you join us for that Grand Prix tomorrow. For now, here at Circo Massimo in Rome. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Thank you very much for joining us here on GCTV, but the night is not over just yet. We are going to bring the winners into the studio, and we are going to try and bring the Paris Panthers into the studio as well, because whilst they might not finish on top of the podium, they are the big story of the night, cashing in big time on the Riesenbach International's failure this evening, and because of that, heading to Riyadh, we have new life breathed into this championship fight, new vigor breathed into this championship fight. We take a quick break. When we return, we continue looking back at Global Champions League Round 2. Arguably the most exciting stage of Global Champions League this season for so many reasons. And I repeat again, why do we have to wait so long until we get to Riyadh? I would like it to be tomorrow. I would like it to be next week already. We want to get this story going. We want to bring down the final chapter and close this book on the 2023 Global Champions League season. Now, unfortunately, you and I, we're going to have to wait a few weeks. Let the pressure build. Let it simmer. The energy, the excitement, the tension is going to have to build just a little bit. We're going to bring Madrid Emotion into the studio in a few moments' time. We will talk to them as the winners of Rome 2023, I beg your pardon. We'll get to them in a few moments' time. First, though, let's hear from Marlon Zanatelli. Saint-Tropez Pirates keeping alive this hunt for a top 4. Marlon Zanatelli jumping 8 in round 2. Simon Delestre 8 in round 2. It wasn't the second round performance that they would have hoped for. Let's hear from the Brazilian.
Marlon, not the day the team wanted. Tell me how you're feeling.
Definitely not happy with the round now. Diamond was trying really hard. She jumped very good. I just didn't ride good enough today. It's definitely a disappointing feel, like a cold shower after the first round.
In terms of the championship, you were in the top 4. This is going to hurt.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't seen the other teams, to be honest. I was trying to be focused on my thing to do, but I for sure, always when you have a couple down, you know you're going to drop down in the ranking, and then of course hurts on the overall.
What do you think went wrong today? Can you put it down to anything?
I think just like Diamond touch number 2, she's such a careful horse. She started going a little bit careful in the beginning of the course there after 3 and 4, and then of course the triple combination, a little bit on the corner there, she wants to go left, and yeah, she tried so hard, and I just didn't get the best shot in that. And then on the last line, of course, there I think just doing the 5 to the double verticals was not maybe the best option in the end. Easy said now, but I think if I had gone on 4, it would be easier for her to jump the last Oxer.
Thank you, Malum.
No problem.
So Malum Zanatelli, unfortunately, not being able to put together a very good second round. 8 for him, 8 for Simon de Lestre. But because of the challenges that have taken place for the Prague Lions, it means now that that top 4 shootout is going to be strictly between the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, and the Saint-Tropez Pirates. What a good weekend. And we've been keeping an eye, by the way, on Richard Howley for quite some time. A very talented rider, and someone that we've been looking at for quite some time. Catching up with him, and of course, Henrik von Ackermann as well for the Scandinavian Vikings. Let's get some reaction to their round this weekend.
Henrik, you had a go today in the GCL with King Edward. How did he feel in the ring?
Okay, I had an early fault, but otherwise he felt really good. I think I was a little bit close to the Oxer, so he jumped away and just touched it behind. But otherwise it felt really good, and I think for tomorrow it's good.
How much confidence do you have going into tomorrow with King Edward?
You have always good confidence when you sit on him. You just try to focus and give him the best round you can, and after that you have to see what comes out of it.
A few people saying that actually in the ring it's quite tricky with the shadows and with the way it's jumping in the crowd. How are you finding that?
Depends what horse you're sitting on. Experienced, less experienced. King Edward is now very experienced, so he doesn't care about these things. So for me, that's okay.
Good luck for the LGCT.
Thank you.
Still a smile on the face of Henrik von Ackermann. He knows that, of course, the weekend is not done, and he knows that he can put in a massive points haul in the LGCT Overall Championship tomorrow at the LGCT Grand Prix of Rome. But, of course, this conversation is all about the Global Champions League, and it is all about Madrid Emotion going on to win here in Rome. A sensational performance in round 2 in particular from Laura Kraut, from Michael van der Vleuten, and we'll be joined by Michael in a few moments' time, maybe enjoying his champagne too much. Laura Kraut, thank you for joining us today. Fredrik de Backer quickly spoke to us about a statistic that he gave us, that there were many people that jumped double clear this weekend, and if I'm not mistaken, if I take a look at it, well, your name falls onto that list. Hey Michael, come take a seat. Yes. Congratulations. How are you feeling? Yeah. Good? No complaint. Double clear, let's talk there. You as an individual, and we know this is a team sport, but individuals must perform inside a team. How did you feel this weekend? It looked sensational, it looked really comfortable.
Well, I mean, I wish it was as comfortable as it looked, but I was really pleased with both horses. I think my first horse, Calgary Tame, he performed brilliantly. He got a little bit spooked by the plank, so he jumped really high through the triple, and but he has such a big heart. He finished up with a clear. I was just hanging on. And
certainly
then,
didn't look it.
Then my second horse, she was just brilliant.
Michael, you and I spoke a little bit earlier on this weekend, and we talked about balancing a lot of factors, LGCT, GCL, round 1, round 2s. Round 1 seemed to be a little calmer, and then when you and Boval come into any round in a competition, we talk about looking smooth here. I mean, it looked really comfortable for you. Talk to me about that round 2 in particular.
Well, he had a great round, but it didn't go by himself. Maybe the same as Laura said, maybe it looked... he had to work a bit for the feeling, you know. It was not that that it was easy today, but let's hope he has some energy left for tomorrow, the Grand Prix.
There was a wonderful performance in Madrid, and it feels as if this kind of a performance, Laura, has been on the cuff, but maybe not getting over the line. What was the difference between those oh-so-closes and here tonight finally making that extra step?
Luck.
Yeah? Oh, no,
I mean,
come on,
I
surely
think,
it's not about luck.
Well, I think we have a great team. We have really strong riders and horses. We've been knocking on the door a lot. We've been on the podium a lot, and I think, you know, it just helped a couple of the teams that were ahead of us going into round 2, had a fence down or had 2 fences down, and so we were able to move ahead. I mean, many times that hasn't happened. Yeah. So, yeah, I think you're up against the best in the world, and yeah, sometimes it comes down to luck.
Michael, was it unusual to not have a round 2 be built differently, to jump round 1 and then jump it again in round 2? Yes, the fences went up, but we're not used to this too much. Was that a unique feeling for you today, to jump the same round twice effectively?
Yeah, it's basically a bit like riding a Nations Cup, you know, but this is with 2 different horses, and that one hole at this height, that one hole makes a difference, you know, and. But yeah, good. It was the first time. It never was before that they do it the same similar rounds. But you're on a different horse, so it's every time different situations.
I've never really felt that top 4 was out of reach for Madrid. It always felt very comfortable, but maybe after those indifferent performances, some were trying to knock on the door. Does this seal it shut? Is this Madrid Emotion, Prague Super Cup semi-finals, for you guys mentally in the bag? Is this locking it down?
I don't know about mentally, but I think I was told when I came out that we had locked it down. So we will not have to jump the first day in Prague.
What will that mean to you? So I've spoken to Michael about this already this weekend. To be able to skip that night, to have a dinner in the VIP and watch the action, that's a nice let-off, isn't it?
It is and it isn't. I mean, I've been on both sides of it in the past, and yes, it is nice, but then, you know, there is the advantage of them getting in there and sort of getting going and getting the horses acclimated, because Prague has got a lot of atmosphere.
Tricky, yeah.
So, you know, it can go either way, I think. But, I mean, ultimately, that is the goal, is to have them jump fewer rounds so that they can be strong for the final.
Michael, are you a believer that maybe there's benefit in jumping an extra round? I mean, he's never had to jump a quarterfinal before, but do you feel some riders think it's not a bad idea maybe to have an extra round? Is there maybe some truth in that for some riders, for some horses?
As Laura said, in the past we also saw the riders and horses that didn't jump the first round. It also doesn't make, because the second day is of course much stronger. They have some special jumps. The atmosphere is very special for the horses, different, and they can react a bit funny on that. So when you straight away can do that first day, it also gives the horses a bit kind of a rhythm. So yeah, it has 2 sides, but I think you definitely need some horses with a bit of experience there, and then it definitely can help if they have one round less in the legs.
Well, congratulations for today, Michael, Laura, outstanding, absolutely. We look forward to seeing you guys again in Saudi to really put the final little dance in this song. So congratulations for today. We look forward to seeing you in Saudi. The Madrid Emotion team, Michael van der Vleuten and Laura Kraut, of course, putting together an outstanding performance in round 2 in particular, as they go on to be crowned winners of Rome 2023. We catch up with 3rd place finishers and a very strong performance for the Istanbul Warriors. Right, thank you very much,
what a
guys.
result
Thank
for
you.
Istanbul Warriors this weekend, because that is only your 2nd ever podium in the career of Istanbul Warriors. Abdul, let's start with you. Can you reflect on today?
I mean, I'm really happy. We had a fantastic day. I'm happy that Efe was with me on the team today. He rode a fantastic round, which we really needed, clear round in the first round. I was really happy with my horses. I thought Obama and Bonami were on form today, and glad that we got a podium together.
Well, it was a great team effort today. You must be so thrilled, Andreas.
We are so happy. I think all the horses jumped amazing. All the riders did a good job. I think we are happy that we are finishing the podium.
How much of a day like today can you go and celebrate and enjoy?
Oh, for sure we will celebrate and enjoy, but we're also, you know, the season's not finished yet, and we want to have more podiums. Hopefully next year even more podiums. We're building for the future, I think. And it's nice, you know, it takes so long in this sport. It's nice that it's now getting so consistent. So I speak for both of us. I think we're really happy.
Well, the future's looking bright. Well done today.
Thank you so much.
Well done to Abdel Saeed, Efi Sayei coming in, going on Istanbul Warriors in 3rd place on a podium. Sensational for them from a team perspective. Now, usually our normal format wouldn't suggest that the 2nd place winners or the 2nd place finishers come into the studio, but because of the magnitude of this performance from the Paris Panthers, because of the impact of their 2nd place finish here today, we decided that we have to bring them in. Ben Mayer, Harry Smolders, thank you guys. Ben, this is I want to say this is a dream come true for us storytellers, because you guys have done everything that any neutral would have wanted to see. Talk to me about the impact of this performance and what this means for you guys mentally, emotionally going into Riyadh now.
Yeah, we've been fighting back, but I think we've been on the podium nearly every time in the last 4 or 5 legs. So we're pushing back. We always said we would. didn't have a great first round today. Both of us were one down, but we come back with 2 strong clear rounds, and I guess kind of surprised to be sat here in second place, but it does mean that we're pretty close. We closed that gap on the overall.
It's a very good point. Harry, would you have expected after round 1, and I know you didn't jump round 1, I mean as a team member, would you have expected after that opening round that you had been on a podium here this evening?
Probably not, but the class, I think, went a bit tough. The second round with the changing of the sunset, I think, and a few different factors like that. So there were quite many faults, and the leaderboard went upside down.
Ben, what was the conversation at the halfway point? Because now you've had a difficult, not you personally, the team's had a difficult round 1. Riesenbeck come out then on 28.
I honestly didn't even watch Riesenbeck.
Yeah.
I didn't know what they had done. We're here to do our own job. Point Break is still coming up to this level. Haven't been at home much with the other competitions we've had the past week, so it was a little bit spooky the first round, and I still felt that a bit in the second round too, but he definitely jumped well and growing in confidence. So I trust him, and Harry made my job a lot easier with a horse like Monaco as well, jumped a great clear. But yeah, I wasn't really aware of what Riesenbeck had done.
Has anyone given you the updated numbers, what the championship table now looks like? Has that information been given to you?
I think we came closer, no?
Yeah. As it stands now, the difference is down to just 3 points going into Riyadh. 299 plays 302, just 3 points. Does that change anything going into Riyadh? Because before, maybe it would have seemed as you had to really risk it all in Riyadh. Now, essentially, it's the best placed team goes on to take the title. Ben, does that change any mentality for Riyadh?
For me, not, but Rob Herkstra, the team manager, he's not here today, but I'm sure he's happy with the performance today.
Mm-hmm.
I think we will have a bit of a plan for Riyadh already. For me, it doesn't change. We go there and we try to do what we've done the past weeks.
Harry, for you, Riyadh, does it change at all now because you've done so well today? Does it make you change an approach? You don't have to be maybe as aggressive, or will you stick to your normal plan?
I think we are focused on our own performances, try to bring our horses in the best form we can, focus on our own results, and that will, then the counting can start.
Has it already been decided who will jump round 1 and round 2 in Riyadh?
No, I think we know which riders potentially are going, but not down to those fine details yet.
Okay, well, congratulations. This has been outstanding for the Paris Panthers and outstanding for the championship. It makes it that much more exciting going to Riyadh. So well done to the Paris Panthers, who now finish in second place. They bring the championship lead down to just a handful of points. Let's show you then what the standings look like now, and remind you then as to what it looks like between Riesenbeck International, powered by Kingsland, and the Paris Panthers, because after today's performance, it has been a sensational turnaround. Here are the standings, and remind you then what it looks like as the sun begins to set on the Cerchi Massimo. 302 plays 299 as Paris Panthers add 25 points to their tally, and Riesenbeck International, I'm afraid, add just 8. And what a finale, what a 15th and final leg we are set up for in Saudi, in Riyadh, in a couple of weeks' time. So stay with us here on GCTV as we continue to build up and look forward to it. It's a win for Madrid Emotion, but arguably the biggest winners of the night, despite finishing in second place, are indeed Paris Panthers. We say goodnight and thank you, and we'll see you from a GCL perspective again in Riyadh.
The enchanting luxury of the Middle East, rich in culture and entertainment, where you will be welcomed like royalty. Get ready to see and feel the tension as the championship races come to a head.
He's going to get it! He's going to get it! He's going to score a double! How is that possible?
Be part of an incredible experience. The Longines Global Champions Tour in Riyadh from October 26th to the 28th.